Howdy critters, welcome back to Appalachia. Stick around because we're going to be exploring abandoned World War II bunkers and just enjoying nature today. Howdy critters. You're going to have to forgive me if I'm a little nasally this video. The pollen this year is just absolutely horrible down here in the south. Literally everyone I know either has a sinus infection or some other type of medical complication because of the pollen. We're here in my home state of Tennessee, around the Chattanooga area. Now this gorgeous forest that we're in right now, this is Enterprise South down here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And this right here is a real cool park because not only is it pretty historical, but it is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the woods around here, the streams, all the nature. I mean, you can listen to all the birds. Yeah, so I got some pretty cool stuff to show you this today, so let's go ahead and get to it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get into the history of this place because I think it's really cool. This place was developed to hold ammunitions and, you know, explosives back in World War II. Chattanooga was kind of a strategic place to put ammunition. It's kind of a hub point for the South, so they built these bunkers. Now these bunkers are called beehives. Beehive bunkers is kind of what they dubbed them. I don't know the official name, but that's what they called them. And you'll see in a moment why they call them that. They're kind of shaped like a beehive. And what the premise was is that they would let vegetation grow on these beehive bunkers. It would make a natural camouflage just in case there's any spy planes overhead, or if anyone invades America again and they were seeking to destroy our, munitions. It would be at least somewhat camouflaged from that. They wouldn't be able to immediately fly over and see that this is where we keep all our explosives. Because these bunkers in this park held over 800 million tons of TNT by the end of the war. Now, that's a lot of firepower. Now the munition plants were shut down at the end of World War II, but they were brought back into commission during the Vietnam and Korean War. So they've seen a lot of uses over the years before this place got turned into a nature park. Now the entire area here is a little over 2,800 acres, and there's over 100 bunkers that you can find in this park. But of course, nowadays, all the bunkers have been largely decommissioned, and this entire area has been converted to a nature park by the city of Chattanooga. Down yonder, when you drive up here, there's a Volkswagen plant. The company of Volkswagen actually helped develop this park. Part of the conditions for Volkswagen being able to build their plant down here is that they helped build this nature park. And a nature park this is indeed. Here at Enterprise South, this is a hot spot for trail runners, nature enjoyers, bird watchers, dog walkers. Even as I'm filming this video, I'm constantly having to dodge trail runners and just normal hikers with their dogs. And in general, I probably look like a fool out here talking to a camera. But that's okay. I don't think they mind too awful much. This is an incredibly accessible nature trail. You know, this ain't like super far in the woods where you got to hike for hours to find these things. The one I'm going to right now that we're about to see isn't even, I think it's like 1 mile in, if that. The park is extremely well maintained. I mean, they keep it looking nice and beautiful. They keep the trails nice and usable. I mean, this is just a gorgeous park. I love coming here. And there's plenty of amenities all throughout the trail. There's porta potties, and if you ever need to fill up on water, there's a crystal clear stream that just goes throughout the entire park. But yeah, this is going to be a lot less extreme than some of my more recent videos have been. I'm not out here hours into the backcountry or nothing. We're just taking a leisurely stroll through nature and through history. But I still think you guys are going to like this video. It's just going to be a little more low-key than my adventures usually are, because every once in a while I need a break from all the craziness, you know. All right, this right here is our first bunker. Damn, I was really hoping that this one would be open. Now sometimes a couple of these are open and you're allowed to go in them. I think they shut down this one because of the rain we just had. It's been storming like crazy lately, constant thunderstorms. But this is why they're called beehive bunkers. They're kind of shaped like a beehive mound. And as you can see on top, there is vegetation, there's trees, there's dirt. So if you were to fly overhead in like an airplane, you would not be able to tell that that was a bunker unless you like really looked and got low enough. But if you got low enough to see it, you probably just get shot down. And let's see here. I really can't read this because it's so dilapidated. Limits 19, 250,000 pound class. That I can't read. But these have been here for hundreds of years, so pretty dilapidated. Let's see if I can stick my camera in here and get you a little peeking on the inside. Dang, I cannot fit my camera in there. That is tight. Weird that they have this one closed. Usually this one's the one that's open. In fact, in October during the Halloween season, this one gets turned into like a scary attraction. They build like an entire horror maze in there and put scare actors, and you can come here and, you know, get the crap scared out of you. Yeah, that's such a small opening. I can't even get my camera in there. We're gonna have to hopefully find one that's open, but we're still gonna check some other stuff out here. We're gonna scramble up here and check out the top. Oh God, it's a little slick. Yeah, just a tad bit sketchy. But, you know, it wouldn't be this channel if I wasn't putting my life in danger for video content. Very well vegetated trees. I'm not quite sure what this is. This is very interesting. There's a bunch of trash in there. Yeah, I reckon this might be for ventilation. I imagine down there it's quite airtight. So this is just so they don't get taken off the census for asphyxiation. Why do I have such a hard time saying that word? Asphyxiation. Asphyxiation. God, I can't. Yeah, I'm a little illiterate. All right, let's see if I can get down yonder without busting my head open like a pistachio nut. Oh! I just had to say something, didn't I? Oh, Lord. Son of a gun. Oh, Lord, my butt's all wet now. I got a soggy butt. I've been trying to, you know, reel back my foul mouth in these videos. I realized that in the last couple of videos, I really dropped the F-bomb a lot, and some people pointed that out to me, so I'm sorry. I'm a potty mouth hillbilly, what can I say? But I'm gonna try to be better for y'all. I promise I will be a good boy. All right, take two of trying to get down here without busting my butt. I just gotta summon that main character energy, and I should be fine. Oh God, okay. I've got to get new shoes. I'm using these crappy little trail runners from Wally World, and the tread leaves something to be desired. I would really like to get better hiking shoes, but like I said, I'm poor, so. But yeah, really cool, and I just love how these look. They're super cool on the inside. Oh God, the Japanese have found us. All right, let's keep moving, check out the rest of the park. Maybe I can find an open bunker. Right here is a red cardinal. Let me see if I can get you a good look at him. You see him? Oh yeah, now we're cooking. I'll be honest, I was a little worried I wasn't gonna find an open. Already you can hear the echo. So let's check out this thing right here real quick. Yeah, still can't read it. Now again, these bunkers could hold up to 25,000 pounds of TNT and other munitions. And all these bunkers, all 100 of them together, held millions. So just for a perspective of how much firepower they were really keeping in here. I reckon I'm gonna need my headlamp for y'all to, you know, see. Absolutely incredible. that never gets old. Hoopla! Hoopla! Echo! My hind end is wet because I slipped in mud. Luke, I am your father. You can see right there. You can actually see right through the top. That is for ventilation was correct. Because, I mean, look at this. Imagine if that door was closed. I mean, this is just completely enclosed. I mean, that would suffocate you real quick. I hope the echo ain't too annoying for y'all when I'm just normally talking like this. I ain't entirely sure on the specs of this place. This thing would act, you know, this thing would proficiently prevent this place from going kaboom boom if someone tried to bomb it, but you can't deny it's super cool. Now this certainly ain't the only place that you can find beehive bunkers. In fact, in West Virginia, there is a beehive bunker that is believed to be the lair of the Mothman. You know, down there in Point Pleasant, the Mothman, there's a bunker just like this, except it's deeper into the woods and you like actually get a hike to it. And there's a bunch of graffiti, it's all overgrown, it's not nice and maintained like this. It's completely overgrown with vegetation and graffiti and all kinds of other vandalism. And people believe that that bunker is the lair of the Mothman, and that's where he went after he destroyed the bridge. And so these beehive bunkers have historical and lore relevance here in the South. And man, I just think they're so darn cool. I mean, this one has some type of solar panel on top. I wonder what they use that for. I just can't really think of, you know, what it could be. I'm just stoked that I was able to find one that's open to show y'all the inside. Now those two bunkers are just 2 of 100 in this entire park. I mean, this is a pretty large nature park. There's a lot to do and there's a lot to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and check out some more areas real quick. I'm hoping I can find an animal or two. I know there's a lot of deer and a lot of amphibians in this forest. It is early in the morning, so good Lord, here's another bunker. This one's locked up tight too. Master padlock. Oh, this one holds up to 500,000 pounds of TNT. And yet another bunker. This one's a little different than the other ones. It don't have the blast shield right here. Number 34. There's like straw in there. Well, yeah, it's just, I don't know if you can see that with the GoPro light, but on the inside there's like tons of hay. It's just stacks and stacks of hay they got in here. I don't know what that's about, but I'm gonna leave that be. It kind of smells stinky. Mayhaps they store it for farmers. I just don't know. Check out this gnarly centipede. Well, folks, I think we got ourselves some ducks. This part of the park is called the Hidden Lake. Now, if you ask me, it ain't too hidden, but I digress. This is a preserve for ducks and geese, ones that are native to this area. You'll see that there are a lot of these houses right here. There's some down yonder. There's another one over there. They house these birds and these animals. They allow them to lay eggs. They protect their eggs and the chicks from the storms that come through here all the time. Here's some right here, just quacking along. Now, you're not supposed to feed them here. In fact, there's a big old sign. Where was it? Right here. So yeah, you ain't supposed to feed these animals, but you can't deny that these little suckers are cute. I'm not really up to date on my duck identification, nor am I much of a duck hunter, so I just have no idea what kind of ducks these are, but I'm not going to bother them. But man, don't this look pretty?
They got like a inland hen house up there for the goose. Goose? Geese? Goosens? See you, fellers. They don't want to talk to me. All right, I'm gonna leave them alone. Check it out. I just found another one that's open. I thought I was only gonna be able to get in that first one. I don't know why. This one looks quite a bit more spooky than the other one. Yeah, much spookier. This one's covered up top. And it looks like there's a bird's nest up there. Yeah, this one definitely ain't as maintained. There's like rocks and stuff in here. ¿Dónde está la leche? Say hi, puppy. Yeah, I smell pretty bad, don't I, after all this sweating? Yeah, this is nice. You know, one of the things I love most about living here in Tennessee, it's just all the nature trails and all the nature parks, you know. I know my main thing is like backpacking and being like deep in the woods, away from civilization and camping, but every once in a while it's nice to just come to a pretty little nature park and relax. You know, be able to sit on a nice bench and have access to bathrooms and stuff. You know, not every adventure has to be so hardcore. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I actually had a camping video planned for this week, but some plans fell through, so I had to come here real quick and get this video out. I'm actually even filming much later than I normally do. I normally film on Sunday and then have the video posted by Friday, but today I'm filming on Thursday, and I'm gonna have to edit like crazy tonight to get this video out by Saturday, because it takes about 2 days for me to edit these videos. It's such a nice day. It's not super hot. It's been in like the 80s and the 90s. It's about 10 o'clock, so it's, let's see here, probably about 70 degrees, and it's been raining, and even right now it's kind of sprinkling a little bit, so it's dropped the temperature down a lot, and it's very enjoyable right now. Check out right there. I hope you can see it in the camera. He just went down under the water. There's a turtle. He's actually coming up here right now. There he is. There he is. Right there, turtle. He's looking at us right now. He's wondering what we're doing. You know, while we're here, let's talk about invasive flora. See this big wall of viney flowers? This is called, I think it's multiflora rose. These were brought over here from Asia. I believe it was for erosion control, and in general just to have more plants and more pretty roses. But just like how they brought kudzu over from Japan and it just went way out of control, something similar happened with this. These roses grow in these giant vine thickets, and they just choke the natural wildlife that's here naturally and originally. And it's really hard to get through. It's really hard to take down. Once you take it down, it might grow back in a year. You got to come back and take it down again. It's just a real problem, especially for nature parks like this that want to preserve the original species of these areas. So this may look pretty and it smells wonderful, but highly invasive, and it's actually quite damaging to the ecosystem, I imagine. Alright, this has been fun, and this will probably be a much shorter video, but I gotta get back to the car, drive home, get changed, and then get ready for work. Yeah, again, I'm sorry if this video is much shorter than my normal ones, and I'm sorry if it wasn't as thrilling or interesting, but my shooting schedule got messed up. A video I had originally planned just didn't pan out. I didn't get to film it, so I came here instead last minute. I'm gonna have to edit this video last minute. Hopefully I do a half decent job. But I digress. I've done my best, and I hope you guys still like the video. Like in the metaphorical sense, and also like in terms of, you know, hitting that like button. If you do like videos like this, hit that subscribe button. I'm about to hit 2,000 subscribers. I just hit 1,000. I'm already about to hit 2,000. So thank you guys so much for hitting that button and coming along with me on my adventures. I hope to one day make doing this my full-time job. It's just really hard to get there, you know. I backpack, I camp, and I explore ancient ruins here in the mountains of Appalachia. Well, this particular one ain't really in Appalachia, but normally I explore things in Appalachia, like old prisons, abandoned ghost towns, all kinds of stuff. So if you like that, hit that subscribe button. With that said, thank yous for watching the video, and have a really good evening. See you later. I'm gonna give you one more stomp before I go.